Hello everyone, and welcome back to Handicrafted. I know I've been absent for quite a while. Things have been a little busy here. I recently had gastric bypass surgery, almost 6 weeks ago. And it's been a little hectic, so I haven't had much time to make videos. I'm working with a new setup, my laptop and a new webcam, so hopefully I'll be able to make some videos soon. And today we're going to start with a quick fix. Now, everyone knows that the economy is a little difficult, money is tight, so if you're like me, after having gastric bypass, my clothes are getting bigger and bigger, and it doesn't behoove me to go out and buy lots of clothing that I'm just going to shrink out of. So, I have a pair of pants, these lovely brown ones, and because they're too big, they nearly embarrassed me on a job interview. And let's just say if my shirt weren't long enough, I would have mooned a whole office full of people. So instead of buying a new pair of pants, because I love these pants and they're still in great shape, I'm going to show you how to do a quick fix and reinforce the elastic that's in a pair of pants. Now, this will be useful for anyone when your pants get older, but you still love them, but they're a little too big, but you don't want to get rid of them. Now, everyone should have an emergency sewing kit, whether it's in your briefcase if you travel, just around the house. It should have a pair of scissors, good sharp scissors. I have scissors that are designed just for cutting fabric, but any good pair of sharp scissors will do. You'll need a seam ripper. These can be very important, and if you need to take out some threads and you use scissors, you could do some damage. This is what a seam ripper looks like. It's got a little blunt tip here to protect you, and of course the sharp area, and it's sharp down in the little loop there. And of course it has a little lid. Safety pins, always very important, and you may want to have some straight pins, even a small pin cushion. This is a big pin cushion because I'm working with my regular sewing stuff. And you'll want a variety of different threads. Also, double-sided tape. That's something very important, especially if you travel. If you have a hem that's coming undone, quick fix, use some double-sided tape. Works in a good pinch. Same for a jacket, a suit jacket, or a nice dress shirt on the guys. Double-sided tape could be your best friend. So, now as a lot of people don't have a sewing machine and you're not someone who's into sewing, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. We're going to do this by hand, because that's how a lot of people have to do things. And I also am not using the sewing machine because it's kind of big and heavy. And just to do one thing, I thought, why bring the sewing machine out? So I thought this would be a great idea to show you all how to do a quick fix without a sewing machine. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how to fix a pair of pants. So I'll be right back. Okay, I hope you'll pardon me for working on my lap here. But as you can see, at least I hope you can see, the elastic already in the waistband is stitched on to the waistband. Now, if you have a sewing machine, you could unstitch this with your seam ripper all the way around and basically put in a whole new waistband. But like I said, quick fix, we're not going there. This is the easy way. So I'm going to take my seam ripper, and along the back seam line, you can pick back, front, doesn't matter. As you can see, I have the tag where it used to be. Seam rippers are great for taking out tags without ripping your clothing. But right along the seam line here, I started taking out the threads. A little closer so you can see. I know this is upside down to you guys, but it's just that easy. I don't need too much space, but I do want to see where I'm working. A little bit of a hole there, that's okay. We're going to fix that in the end. We want to make sure we get the threads open. Now, we've got a nice hole in here, and we're going to use that hole for our elastic. Now, in my haste to fix this pair of pants, I didn't have the appropriate elastic. I have some elastic that's called waistband elastic, and it's made so that it won't roll up. And the one thing you don't want elastic to do is roll over on you, because it becomes very uncomfortable, like a cord that doesn't stretch. But as there is a little bit of elastic in here, I took what I did have, which is 1/4 inch wide elastic, and we're going to use this because it's what we have at hand. I have a job interview tomorrow and I need to wear these pants, so we're doing with what we have. One thing that will come in very handy is one of these little gadgets. Let me put my elastic down. One of these. I'm not quite sure what they're called. A bodkin, a botkin, a bubkiss. I just call it a hooky thing. Quite simply, this is made for threading elastic, and you get these at, you might get them at Walmart, I don't think so. The Walmarts nationwide, to my knowledge, are paring down their craft department, so there won't be any fabric, any, a lot of sewing, things like that. So if you still have a big craft department, you're lucky. Otherwise, you'll need to go to a sewing store to find these. And how they work, you just take it, and it has little teeth on the end. You clip it onto your elastic, and we take the ring and push it up so that it's tight. And then your elastic won't go anywhere. And since it's long, this will help you thread it through the little hole that we just made. On the other end, we would hook this to the elastic and to the pair of pants. But we're working with the quick fix, the emergency sewing kit that we have. And like I said, a lot of you aren't sewers, you don't have this type of specialty stuff. I only have it because my mother had it in her sewing kit upstairs. So we're going to take a safety pin, stick it through our elastic, and with this end, we're going to stick it onto our pants, and we're going to get started. So here we have the one end, and we're going to hook this onto one side of the little hole that we made, or you can even just hook it anywhere. We're going to actually hook it up here. Now as we thread our elastic through, we're not going to lose it and wonder where it went. Now with your elastic, I already measured this out. Wrap it around your waist, and you'll want about 1 inch or so of an overlay. Wrap it around and then pull it a little bit tighter so you think it might hold pants up. And then you want it to overlap by about 1 inch, and that's where we're going to stitch it shut. So with the other end, we're just going to hook it on without hooking ourselves with the other safety pin, and through the hole we just made, I'm going to slide it through, and the elastic's going to disappear in there. Now this will take a few minutes of just threading it through and through and through. And when we get to the other end, you might find that in the front you have another seam. If you can't get it through here, you'll have to take your seam ripper and undo it and then put it through. And we'll blind stitch these or slip stitch the little holes together when we're finished.